So we're starting off our FC24 coverage in the right way. My name is Ash and today we're taking a look at Thomas Tuchel's Bayern Munich system. So with that being said, roll the intro and let's get into it. So thanks everyone for joining me today. We have got this 4-2-3-1/4-3-3 system. I'm going to show you how to replicate the system. Not only have we got a balanced game plan, but we have also got a defensive game plan as well. If you find this video helpful and you find it encouraging, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload. With that being said, let's get into it. So starting off with the system itself, in terms of the balanced game plan, we've got this kind of 4-3-3/4-2-3-1 holding system. We want to push up both of the fullbacks, in this case Davies and Konrad Laimer, up to wing back. What we want is Kimmich to play the role of this central defensive midfielder, and then we want Goretzka, he's pushed up to a left central midfielder. And following on from that, Musiala in this case is playing as a ram. It's important to also note that Sane and Coman, both of these guys are right wing and left wing. Moving on to the tactical instructions next then, it's a good time to mention that if you want to see how this tactic ranks and rates compared to all of the other systems that I do and will cover across the course of the season, then get access to my Patreon. The link is down below, because on there you will find my EAFC24 custom tactics package. You can see rankings and ratings better than it has ever been before, as you will see. Suitability for teams in terms of their ratings and their rankings, like, dislike, suitable teams to play as. You also have access to exclusive tactics videos that you'll only find on Patreon, behind the scenes videos such as my football scouting career and how that kind of works out, as there's a whole host of other things as well. With regards to the tactical instructions, we've got press after possession loss for defensive style. The team width is on 30 and then the depth is pushed all the way up to 100 in this case. Offensively, we have got slow build-up for the build-up play, and then chance creation is on possession. The width is on 40, and then players in the box is pushed up to 7, giving you roughly about 4 to 5 players in the box. Corners and free kicks, both of these are on 4. So onto the player instructions then, starting off with Ulreich in goal. Now this changes depending on with Ulreich or with Neuer. Now obviously Neuer, as of recording this, is currently injured, so Ulreich's playing in goal. He is cautious with crosses and unbalanced, very kind of reserved, whereas with Neuer, if he's back in, then we will of course change that to comes to crosses and then also sweeper keeper as well. So this one is more personnel orientated. So with the two centre backs, just the one change for Kim Min-jae. This is a personal preference for him. Aggressive interceptions, he does like to step up a little bit more, and he will lose space in behind as a result of this, but does generally win the ball a little bit further up the field. With the two wing backs, Alphonso Davies naturally is on join the attack and overlap, whereas Konrad Laimer, currently playing due to an injury to Matsuraoui as of recording this, he's on overlap, but this time his attacking runs are only on balanced, slightly more reserved, as he's the one who will hold back a little bit more. With Joshua Kimmich at defensive midfield, he's at cut passing lanes for defensive behaviour, and his attacking support is stay back whilst attacking. Defensive position is cover centre, and his positioning freedom is deep lying playmaker. Goretzka playing that more box-to-box minded role. He's on balanced attacking support, but then his support on crosses, again into the box for the cross, important that he isn't running in and beyond the striker. Positioning freedom is stick to position, defensive position is cover wing. With Musiala at ram, in this case he's on comeback on defence, get into the box for the cross, and his positioning freedom is on free roam. He will often drop to show for the ball a little bit deeper. With the two wingers, both of these are on the same instructions. They're on comeback on defence, cut inside for chance creation, and then getting behind for their support runs, and then support on crosses is getting to the box for the cross. That's the same for Kingsley Coman as well. And finally, with the big man up top, Harry Kane, he's on stay central, really within the width of the 18-yard box. Attacking runs are on mixed. I've noticed early days at Bayern Munich, he isn't dropping off and playing as that false 9 like he has done in the past. So we've got him on mixed attack to add that kind of balance and variation to his game, and in defensive support is stay forward. So we also mentioned that we've got a defensive game plan as well. The balanced game plan is something that they're really utilising in the Bundesliga. The defensive game plan is something that I noticed against, say, Manchester United, for example, in the Champions League, where they were slightly more reserved and hesitant with regards to the counter-attack. So we've got this 4-2-3-1 in this case. In terms of the positioning, Goretzka is now a defensive midfielder. Davies is still at left wing back, but this time Konrad Laimer, rather than right wing back, he's just at right back. And then Musiala this time comes from right attacking midfield into Cam. Then you've got the two wingers. Tactically, a couple of tweaks. This time the depth still a high line, but on 70 instead of 100. The width is on 50 this time, and then the players in the box goes down slightly to 6 rather than 7. Just a couple of changes with regards to player instructions. Goretzka is now, of course, a defensive midfielder, so he drops back and his roles changes on cut passing lanes for the defensive behaviour. Attacking support is this time unbalanced, will hold his position a little bit more in this system. Defensive position is cover wing, and positioning freedom stick to position. Musiala has now been brought inside to a Cam from a Ram, and as a result his positioning freedom changes from free roam to drift wide, as he will come into the half channels more and operate within those spaces a whole lot more. And finally, moving on to a new section for these tactics videos this year, I've got tips for this system. These contain both important things that you should know with regards to getting the best out of the system and things that you need to know in general to make sure that it works as well as it possibly can. Tip number 1 is possession retention is absolutely key. This system is extremely vulnerable to attacking transitions and counter attacks from the opposition. You are going to find a lot of space left in the wide areas, you're going to find a lot of space left in behind, so it's important not to play at a million miles an hour. Try to keep the ball as much as possible, form attacking patterns with a more patient approach. Following on from that, tip number 2, if you're like me, you like to play lots of give and goes, 1-2 passes in order to get runners in behind. It's important not to do this with the fullbacks. I know it can be very tempting with the likes of Alphonso Davies and that sheer amount of pace, but you do not want to leave so much space in those wide areas with give and goes. Let them form their attacking moves in their own time, as the AI will do. And third, in an attacking sense, you have got a lot of runners in this system. You've got the two wide men, you've got Goretzka, Musiala, the box-to-box mid, the attacking midfielder, and potentially the fullbacks as well. It's important to try and get your striker involved as much as possible. If you can get the ball into Harry Kane, from there you can hold at the ball, you'll get a lot of runners in and around him, and you can play in there, and that is the best way to try and form attacking patterns. You'll notice that in the gameplay as well. And with that being said, we're ready to round it off there. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you want to see how this tactic rates, remember to go and check out my Patreon to get access to the EAFC 24 package, as well as a host of other fantastic rewards and perks as well. And a massive thank you to everyone on Patreon who is keeping this channel going. Give me a follow on Twitter, the link is down below. And with that being said, until the next one, I will see you soon.